We got Jamel, we got Spaces, and we have Amber Lynn, and we might have one more other guest joining us a little bit later. But I want to go ahead and get this first topic out the way. And don't forget, like, share, subscribe, please. Yes, that's always going to be nice. We want you to share this video, and you know what to do. So, without further ado, we are going to get into the next topic. The first topic, not next topic, actually. All right. All right, here we go.
A very strict rule when it comes to having female friends, and that is if you are not my wife's friend, then you are not my friend. Many of you might see that as an extreme rule to have, be that as it may, there are reasons for that. Number one, dedicating time to another female that is not my wife just does not make any sense to me. Number two, if this woman is not my wife's friend, it means that we have a relationship that to some degree my wife is not aware about. Tell me if that sounds appropriate for a married man. Number three, I might know my intentions, but I will never know hers. And that's a conversation that I would love to avoid. And number four, let's assume that everything is innocent, nobody catches any feelings, and my wife is okay with it. People still talk. One thing you will not catch me out here doing is putting my wife in embarrassing situations, and I will be damned if my character is called into question. And the truth is that a peaceful home is a blessing that not many people come by. I have it. Why would I jeopardize that? Now, if you are a mutual friend, then you are welcome in my home, and we will treat you like family. However, if my wife does not know you, neither do I. My brothers, we are grown men, and it's about time that we start acting like it.
All right. Seeing that you heard that. So my question to the panel is should it be okay for couples, committed relationships to have friends of the opposite sex? Do we think that's a issue that we are unaware of?
I think it's okay.
That's
Well,
it.
I
I mean,
think it is okay to a certain degree, right? So when you like, of course, when you meet somebody, you have friends before them, you have a life before them, right? But if it's nothing that would jeopardize your relationship with the person that you're planning whatever with, and they can be introduced and all that or whatever, I think that should be fine. But if you have a friend that you just go hang out with, that's gonna raise questions.
George.
I kind of agree. I think you can be friends. Well, I don't think you should add. So, say you end up meeting somebody new, let y'all meet somebody new together. That's the only way that you should not add somebody. Like, I don't know. That's the only way that like it should not be another female friend in the relationship. But if say you already had like a female friend that she already knew about, I think that's cool. But like, say you ended up meeting Stephanie or Tiffany outside, and you was like, "Hey, you kind of cool. I think we should hang out." Then it's kind of stepping over the line. That's what I feel like.
All
We
right.
didn't hear Jamel's reason. He said he think
Well,
it's okay.
I know
well,
he just said it's okay and left it at
And
that.
it just
He
left
did
it at
no
that.
You just
That's
left
fine.
it.
I
commentary behind it.
wasn't.
Nothing.
I was always gonna let one of the women say something first, at least to let one of the ladies go. So yes, I answered
Well,
the
it was
question.
actually a man that presented why he don't have female
Right.
friends. So.
Well, I understand, but I think one of the things that's going to be separated is sometimes depending on how you work. When you adult and you have careers, you work closely with people at work in some cases, or in a lot of cases. So I feel like that's just weird that everybody you know at work know your wife at one time. I say that. Now I think after a while, after time goes by from work functions where family comes in, yeah, now they introduce and they done met your wife 3 or 4 times, and it's cool. But I don't know about just not having any friends, or like I grew up at church. When I got married, I didn't go to the same church. So people I grew up with, my my wife wouldn't know. So now if it's a situation where it's time to introduce, introduce him and keep it going. But if his reasoning is what people gonna say stuff regardless if you have friends or not, because that's what people do. Like, I've literally seen situations like that where people were just talking out their neck. So,
well, it seemed like you talking more of associates or people that you just known through life. And I'm thinking we talking about the context of, can a male or a woman in a committed relationship have a so-called best friend or close friend that is of the opposite sex?
That's what I was going to ask. What's your definition?
I mean, I guess my thought is, I still think people have best friends, or they have friends that maybe the other person, it ain't that they might not know, but they probably just don't care about the friendship enough to get close to the situation.
We talking about, so
when you're in a committed relationship, right, and y'all doing everything together, y'all talking about doing life together, right? Because this is when you start switching stuff up, right? So when you talking about this kind of stuff, right, you think it's cool that your wife or your forever person is going to hang out with this guy that you don't have a relationship with. That's not going to raise any questions for you?
Well, for me, no.
Tell the truth, shame the devil.
I don't believe so, because I believe that if somebody gonna do something, they gonna do something.
That is true.
We're not talking about
that's all I'm saying.
We're not talking about surface level. Let's bring it home a little bit. Like, y'all in a situation, right? Y'all get into it. Okay. They go and hang out with this guy that you don't have a relationship with, but that's their friend. You still don't feel no type of way?
Like I said, I didn't live through that before. So with that being,
that don't mean you have
no already went through
it. Just because you've been through it, that don't mean that you won't be mad as hell.
Man, I guess I'm just different.
You know what? And I thought that too. But I wish a nigga would. Period. Like, if you're not gonna go hang out with Sue over here that I don't have a relationship with while we in a space. No. Because you wouldn't want me to go hang out with a guy either. Period, point blank. Like, you're not gonna want me to hang out with nobody that you don't have a relationship with, or that you kind of just surfacely know. Like, oh, that's her friend. No.
All right, let's mix it up. What if this friend was an attractive person? Because I think that play a lot into it too.
Who have ugly friends?
I don't either.
I don't either.
Who have ugly friends? That's crazy.
Like who tells their friends that their friends are ugly?
No, you don't have to tell them, because you ain't got them.
They know.
People know. People, first of all, I think everybody being disingenuous. So I'm gonna just put that out there right now.
No,
First of all, people do have ugly friends. You know when your friend's ugly. So we are talking about regular people. Go ahead, Spaces, and then I'll give my little 2 cents.
First, I'm just trying to figure out where George is at. What's that hotel, bro? Put me on.
I just put it back.
I'm just kidding.
I mean, hey, it's kind of nice.
But no, I think I think it all depends on the maturity of the people involved, generally speaking. I err on the side of Drake's song "No New Friends," but I also am on ultimately I stand on the point of for you as a woman, I am the only man that you need in your life outside of your father and your brothers. In terms of communication and all that, I'm the only man that you need.
Right, but why don't you want him to have no friends though? If it's not a problem.
Well, he said no new friends.
Right, you don't want them to have no new friends or none of that if it's not a problem.
Well, I haven't gotten to that part yet. So the issue is, men know men, generally speaking, right? So men know that men are sexual opportunists. And if it weren't for the fact that 30% of men who take paternity tests find out that the child they're raising is not theirs, then there may be a level of trust that may be able to be introduced in a situation. But we like to, it's crazy to me in these conversations when we like to synonymize. We say, if you can have friends, only in situations when a woman can't do what a man does, do women try to say, I should be able to do that too. It's only in those situations. So if a man says no new friend, no, you can't have any new male friends. But if a woman comes along and she wants to be in my vicinity, then I should be able to, if you can have new female friends, then I should be able to have new male friends. There's double standards on both ends.
I guess you know what? I guess I'm different only because these chicks be super gay now. So she might not have no male friends and stand on it, but got all the female friends in the world. So I'm like, look, she probably gay anyway. I just don't know that other dark side or that other colorful side, whatever.
You
So
said she got it. You said she got a studs daddy?
Yeah, man. Or she like the films. You find out
that
she
don't mean
on
nothing.
weekends.
Because it's a trend going around right now that the lesbians mad because all the studs is fucking they so-called homie.
Yeah.
So that's a whole thing right there too. So can
that's a real thing.
Anybody at the end of the day, you are still a woman and you are a man. You are still a female and you're a man. I lean towards a side where now I always gotten along better with guys than I have women. So, but when you get into a relationship, for me, if the person does not know, like if your spouse can't be and hang out with y'all, or if they don't know this person or this person pop up out of nowhere after whatever, and you talking about this my best friend or we this or we grew up together or any of that foolishness, that's an issue. Because why is this separate from your wife or your husband? Why is that so separate? So that is an issue. If we talk about friends that the wife is incorporated with or the husband is incorporated with and they already were there, we're going to say hypothetically grandfathered in before they even met this person, they've already been vetted, this, that, and the other, then I mean, you could lean on the side of, okay, this caution, but that dynamic of that relationship still have to change. You can't be on the phone, because we talking about people, you can't be on the phone kikiing it up, chopping it up all the time, hanging out, going out with this person. Like that stuff has to change. So I do think that it will pose a problem in the long run, especially if those relationships are not a mutual relationship with all parties involved. If it's a type of separation or breaking that relationship, then that's an issue. It will become an issue. So ain't no man finna sit on this platform and tell me that if they got a woman that they pouring into, they paying the bills, they doing all this for her, and the kids taking care of all this, and then your woman be like, well, I'm finna go run off with Joe because we finna go to the club and hang out. Bar hopping or whatever. You're not finna sit here and tell me that that's not an issue.
Well, I don't think that's what we're saying, and that's definitely.
Well, I'm just saying as a panel a whole. I know what you're saying. You saying spaces that she can't have no new friends, but I can do what the hell I want to do.
No, and that's what I was trying to ask. Is the overall sentiment about this is secrecy? It sounds like what at least the ladies I'm getting from the ladies is saying. Okay, let me ask you this, Miss Nikki. Let's just say a man, hypothetically speaking, that you're with, because I don't speak on personal situations at all. A man that you're with has a woman, and they go out in a year 5 times. Are you saying? And I asked you this too, Miss Amberlyn. You have to be there every single time in order for that to be acceptable to you?
No, I use the word relationship. If your person doesn't have a relationship with that person, and they don't have to have the type of relationship that you have with them, but to just know the nature of, you know what I'm saying, to be comfortable in the situation or in your friendship, that's what I'm talking about. No, I'm probably not going to want to go with y'all, but I have to be comfortable in the friendship that you have with the person.
And that's what I was trying to get at, because I think continuing on with the going out 5 times in a year. If you go out with the 2 of them 3 of the 5 times, would you be okay with the other 2 times being without you if you're comfortable with the friendship?
Yeah.
Or the connection or relationship or whatever.
Absolutely.
And I think that's what is, as it pertains to the guy in the video. I was trying to really be objective. Really be objective. And to a lot of ears, somebody would say, yeah, that's how you're supposed to do. That's how you're supposed to do it. I think to how he was phrasing things, he's putting, it sounds bad. It's going to sound bad. And I know people are going to scrutinize me for it. It sounds like he's pedestal. Huh?
You sound like you're a wife beater, but go ahead.
What? What?
She better not talk to nobody. Like he was saying what a man should do. But it sounds like, to me, he was just talking to his wife.
I just think he's pedestalizing her too much. In terms of like it's like in order for him to move, he has to get her permission to. That's what I was getting from the video.
Yeah, to me, he used the men situation, because for real, he don't even look like he know what men do. But he like, men, let's grow up. Look, bro, you 12 years old. Ain't no way you really know what men do. And the first thing you say out of your young mouth, we can't have. Who did this? Your daddy had a friend or something? Like, I don't know.
I mean, I don't.
Different. But it also felt
that's
like,
that's not what I got out of that. I didn't get that him pedestalizing her. I got him prioritizing his marriage over a friendship. I got him prioritizing his life over this. I got him prioritizing the respect and the sanctity of their marriage versus that. This is not worth more than this.
And I don't disagree.
I err on the side of where he at, that yes, if we have mutual friends together, or if this is a friend, you know what I mean, that's been there, but they have not been kept away from me, and then all of a sudden pop up or whatever the case may be, then that's fine. But even if you're talking about the 5 time spaces, even between those 5 times, I've probably interacted with that person multiple times before they like, I'm gonna just go out and hang out with such and such, and we're gonna go up here. Even if you, because I think some people would feel some kind of way if that was the case, and the wife didn't want to go, like Amber said, I might not want to go all the time. But what if they don't even offer you an invite? Do you want to come hang with us? Is that an issue, Amber?
It really depends on my mood, honestly. But again, it actually goes back to the safe space that my partner has created for me. And I may not even want to go no times. Okay. But the space that needs to be created has to be safe.
How do they do that?
How
would that look? How would that look for you?
Yeah, that's reassurance. That's, the person can come around. That doesn't mean I have to go out with them. I'm not saying that I won't develop my own relationship with the person. They can come around. You know what I'm saying? But I don't have to go out when they go out.
But what if they never come around?
Well, then that's what we were talking about, the whole issue. Like, if you go to be with this person that I've never even seen, but I just know that her name's Stacy, we have a problem.
And I also are on the side of the part where he was saying, because I think this happens a lot too, where he does not want to be put in a position because he doesn't want to make his wife look stupid, even if there's nothing going on.
He don't trust
Why would you put your spouse in a position to be looking stupid for whatever speculation, or like he said, to have his character question or whatever the case may be, or you on pictures and all this hugging up on women and this and that all out. You get what I mean? Why would you put your wife in a place to have her looking stupid?
Well, I get that, and there's so many ways that you can actually dig into this video, right? But I don't want you to find your individuality in me.
It ain't.
So
That's not about
no,
individuality.
what I'm telling you is you don't have any friends without me. And we have to have our friends together.
I
Right?
think that's very invasive. Like there's no way for you as a person and your husband as a person to know every single person.
That's crazy to even think about.
We're not talking about every single person. We're talking
That's-
about male and female best friends while you're in a relationship. We're not talking about every other person. We're talking about this person that your spouse saying my best friend or my whatever, and we're close, especially if they come up with them every 4 years. That's a problem. So
Where'd that number come from?
I'm just
What if they are
talking. I'm just saying, like, you got people then, oh, this my friend, you ain't heard. You, first of all, the bitch wasn't nowhere before, or the nigga wasn't nowhere before this. All of a sudden, when school they popped up, you didn't invite them to the house. You didn't do this. No, you decide to go out with this person. Now you hanging out with this person. All of a sudden, you ain't heard nothing about this person. But then all of a sudden, I ran into such and such that I went to school with. This is my new best friend. No, that's not a thing. Like, to me, ain't no new friends. How do you have a new friend?
Creating the safe space. Like,
but most people, we're talking about reality though, and most people are not creating those spaces on either side.
And that's
I understand.
So
can't argue with it.
Right. So I don't think, and this is especially for men, what I heard a lot of men say, women cannot have a male best friend because at the end of the day, first of all, a man will sit on that and wait for that opportunity to open. He will screw her if she give him the chance. The only reason he is not screwing her is because he know he can't. But if she gave him the chance and was like, hey, what's up? I done seen people do little studies on this and do little games where they be like, oh, my male best friend won't do this and that. They'll call to see what happened, and he be, what? Oh, yeah. At the end of the day, a man is a man. He will fuck your woman.
Okay, but
that's what men saying.
We don't have to go with the stupidity. I mean, the girls know that if you give him a chance, he gon' smash. Period.
Okay, so then that's what we're going back to. If you know this, right? If you know this, that this person got in the back of their mind, because we saying if you friends, there should be no sexual attraction.
Shit, what do you mean?
Well, then that's the problem. That's the problem. That's why men don't want you. What do you mean? Why would I be around a man that I know, first of all, will disrespect my spouse or my husband? Because I know in the back of my mind, he really want to fuck and he just waiting. And the only reason he there is because I friend zoned him.
Because there's other ways that she can be used to his benefit.
Like how?
Friends.
Because like
that person might be the launching pad that if he having a situation with his wife or he want to get information on, was I wrong? Because I don't put my mom in my business. I'd rather talk to somebody else for the most part.
So you would rather talk to people that don't even have a relationship or know your spouse. So you will go talk to that person for them to tell you a bunch of things that they have no clue about because they really only getting one side.
I think so. That don't even make sense. And the reason for that is sometimes your spouse might not be the easiest person to be like, hey, let me introduce you to somebody. And your spouse might not be that person that be wanting to be introduced. Or when you're trying to introduce them to new people, they always got an attitude. After 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times of that, you already know she ain't trying to be introduced. Why keep doing?
Now you go back to
why keep beating the dead horse?
Because now you're going back to what Amber talking about. That safe space don't be created. So if that safe space ain't created, or if you already got indiscrepancies from previous things, or if you already done had issues, there's no way that you could bring to
Or
your you can bring to your
or the
spouse,
lifestyle that
you
person
can bring
had
to your
before
spouse 3 or
was
4
so
other
toxic,
new
it couldn't be
women.
true.
So like I said, grandfathered in, this is my position. If you meet somebody, they got these friends. I might not even care for them, but you care for them. I know them. I done met them. We're around. These are your friends. She your friend, whatever. Grandfathered in. Why you need new ones? Why are you steady
Because-
picking up women? Why are you what is that? So
Because
that's
different
just my
opportunities can come with
position.
that
I'm not
person.
saying you can't, because I get along with men too. And I do hang out, but I don't hang out with dudes. You're not gonna see me, especially if I'm in a relationship. Let's put it like that, where I'm just, oh, me and such finna go do whatever, and not even ask my husband or man or whoever, hey, you want to go hang out? We was thinking about going to her birthday party. That's just not a thing. Sitting up talking to the phone, on the phone, kicking with the opposite sex, twiggling your toes, like that's weird. So for me, I get it. I'm not saying no, but I think that where we're messing up at as a whole in the relationships is communication. I think people don't go about stuff right, and people are selfish and prideful. That's what I think.
I think so. It sounds like the ultimate standpoint in all of this is setting a place of comfortability, having a conversation about what this person, the purpose this person serves in the equation. And the reason why I say that is because you and I, Miss Nikki, know a particular individual, and we talked about this before we went live. It's like, if they're not here, we can't talk about them, whatever. You and I know of a particular individual that's like, hey, this individual brings this level of attention, which therefore benefits yours and my situation. Different people bring different opportunities, bring different connections. Oh, I'm trying to get into podcasting. This person that is a woman that knows so many people in the podcasting world or in the music world and in the media production world. So let's bring her into our fold so she can be comfortable with figuring out how she can use her resources to better benefit us.
But did you hear what you said? Did you hear what you said though? Bring her into our fold, not your fold, not the half fold. You said bring her to our fold, and that is a business relationship. But you got people that literally go hang out with other men and women that they spouse don't even know.
And I now that part I will not disagree with you or Miss Amber or anyone else. Like the whole point in this conversation is comfortability and familiarity. So when you start being secretive, that starts bringing questions to say, all right, why are you being secretive about this?
Absolutely.
So I don't argue that at all. I just think when it comes to it requires a particular individual to be able to bring another person into the fold and it be non-personal, air quotes, personal.
Yeah, that's true though. When you start being secretive, that's when the cheating starts. That's when, you know what I'm saying, you start confiding in them in a way that is inappropriate, and so therefore, boom, now you have a relationship inside of a relationship that you have to hide now. That is going to exemplify that this relationship now is out of bounds. Unmute you, baby. Unmute you.
Yeah, you're muted.
Oh, sorry. I want to show y'all something because while I was kind of going through this and researching this, I saw this one, but I didn't address it. But based off what we talking, it's kind of interesting. And I just want to see how y'all feel about what he says. So give me 1 second. And then I'll bring it up. Because I think this actually... I'm just interested in what y'all gonna say. All right.
Sense that you have a male friend. Make it make sense that you have a male friend. You go to friends for multiple things. If me and you in a relationship, you going to a male friend for something mental, you need him mentally. You going to your male friend for something physically. There's only 5 things you can go to him for. Yeah, make it make sense. You going to him for something emotional, something you can't come to your man about. You know damn well you ain't going to him for nothing financial. I wish you would bring $1 in my home from another man. So you can't go to him for nothing financial. And then you can't go to him for nothing spiritual. You're not praying with my girl. You're not praying my girl out her panties. You can't go to him mentally. You can't go to him physically. You can't go to him spiritually. You can't go to him financially. And can't go to him emotionally. What the hell is he there for? Make it make sense that you have a male friend. You go to friends.
All right. So, what do y'all think about that? Because I thought that was pretty profound, actually.
I think it's the same thing. Because that means, to me, if he says that, that means if they needed something, she couldn't ask her father. If they needed something, she couldn't ask her pastor. If she needed something,
that's not what
that's
he
what
said.
he said.
He said friend.
He said no man.
What?
He said man.
He said friend. What do you need a male friend for?
He said friend.
What do
y'all
you
trying to make it all these other people, the daddy, the this, and that.
I'm only
and most
saying
of the
what I
daddies
live
ain't even around, so we can't go to them.
Look,
Yeah.
he said, make it make sense. Well, what you need this other nigga around for? It's only 5 things. So if he's providing all these 5 things, make it make sense on why you got this nigga around. I'm listening.
That ties into what I was saying about earlier.
Yeah.
30% of men who take paternity tests find out that the child is not theirs. And that's what, and I agree. At first, I was like, oh, please don't tell me this is another dude. Like 2 videos in a row of a man trying to pander to his wife to make her feel good. Like, come on. But no, he was right. Like, what purpose does this person serve? The only reason if a man comes and talks to you and he tries to get your number or whatever is if you send his number to me and say, you talk to my husband about. Otherwise, no, you use your femininity to disarm him, because femininity is disarming to men, to say, no, I'm okay, I'm married, I have a husband, and you go keep getting those groceries like the way I like it so you can get the food that I like for you to cook. Otherwise, he serves no purpose. And that's why I say that there is a difference in men bringing women into the fold versus women bringing men into the fold, because he's not looking at her as a business opportunity in the way that a male can. And I'm not saying that, you know, a man may be looking at her as a potential fling, as a potential side piece. I'm saying that with a mature man, he's looking at that person, at the new woman that's coming into his fold, as a potential connection for him to better benefit the married couple, him and his wife. So it's different. It's a double standards for sure in this situation. But Buddy was right. No new man, no new friends, especially men.
You know what?
I feel like that's the same thing. I don't know, I guess. So you saying that the men should be able to do it, but the women shouldn't?
I feel like it should be just trust in a relationship. Like,
but you can't have trust if you keep secrets from the beginning. That kills the trust.
But the trust even got to be, when I say the words, what if he couldn't even introduce to the wife or the other one, because it'll be an issue just off the introduction?
Right, but you're going to that. But are you thinking about why is that particular energy there when you bring that particular situation up?
It's a lot.
You saying that you can't, but why is the other half behaving this way? Because it literally could have been something and things been going on prior to that will make them be like,
what if it's just
If those
What if
put it
it's
like
just
this,
a woman being a
was
woman
if
or a
the
man
trust,
being a man?
if the trust got tainted with earlier, anytime in that relationship, whether it got something to do with this person or friends or not, if the trust have been tainted already, you're gonna have issues in all type of places. You're gonna have issues in that, especially if they popping up out of nowhere. Like I said, grandfathered in, but to me, if a couple is married and somebody grandfathered in, that person would have been at the wedding if they was that important. You get what I'm saying? So it ain't making sense to me. I'm earning on the and I'm with y'all because, like I said, I get along better with guys, but I also understand that I'm a woman and there's still boundaries. There's no way I'm going to be sitting up talking because I do feel like if you try to shoot your shot, he going. It's simple as that. You having a bad night, you get into it. I don't think women should be that close. I don't think you should just cut everybody off if they're your longtime friends and if they ain't like beneficial to you, what's the point of having them anyway? Are they worth your marriage? If it's just somebody that you go hang out and drink with, are they worth your marriage?
I don't think they ruin marriages.
Let me pose this idea to you guys. The difference in this equation is when a man
Like,
is
let me give you a real life. I'll give you a real life. I used to go when I started. I used to go out.
Cut him off.
No, I was just gonna say this. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
He probably had a couple. So
Spit it out.
I hear the speech slurring. But so I think this may help because it helps me. So the difference in the equation is when a man is approaching a woman, when a man is approaching a married woman from trying to get with her or whatever, he's looking for that woman to be his entertainment for a short amount of time. When a woman approaches a man or interacts with a man, she's looking to potentially replace his wife. That's the difference in the two. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's my whole point. So back to my question, George, because you've been quiet, after hearing all you done heard, is it healthy? I'm not going to say right or wrong. Is it healthy for committed couples and spouses to have close best friends of the opposite sex?
Like you said, if they already grandfathered in and say your wife already know the person, I don't see nothing wrong with it. Or if your husband already know the person, I don't see nothing wrong with it. But far as like what he said, no new friends. I don't trust no new friends. Because at the end of the day, say she beat somebody new or say somebody popped up like you said, out of the blue, and you haven't talked to that person in like 4 years, 5 years, like where are you trying to, like, what are you trying to get to? Like, are you trying to get in my pants? Basically, for females, are you trying to get in my pants? Same thing with males. Like, I feel like I'm not married, so I can't really answer that question. But for example, when I was in a relationship, my ex, when I tried to introduce her to my female friends, she didn't want to meet them, no matter what. Like, no matter like the situation, far as like one of my best female friends hit her up trying to set up like a little lunch date with her and some more friends of mine. And she was like, no, I'm good. I don't want to do that. And yeah, that's where I'm. But
So
like
I
said,
think with that particular situation, that's an individual situation because only of the context that they were grandfathered in first,
Mhm.
and they also as a woman, understood other women and initiated themselves that friendship. Now, once she blocked that, and that's her problem. So I actually,
I
if
thought I
that
said the
woman,
same
like,
thing.
that's respectful to me. Like, when I say respect, if say I walk up to a couple, I know the man, I never really met his wife. I might have heard or seen her, but now I meeting this person, but I know them. I'm not gonna walk up and hug your husband before I acknowledge you. I'm going to acknowledge you first. I'm going to speak to you, introduce who I am. That is going to make her comfortable and disarm her before I go to the person I know.
Can I super quick
I think people just
question.
don't have no respect.
Do you think, how would the third person, the woman, how would she know one way or the other how she should introduce herself to the people in the marriage? How would she
Because
know
as
one
a
way or the
woman,
other?
you should understand, you should just have that respect. That's a respect thing overall. That's just, if you're a respectful person and you understand people, how they think, psychology, the mind, how these things work, how you would feel if it was you. So you got to put yourself in all these. So for me personally, even when I met Anton at the meetup, when he
It
walked
was
in,
so fire. It was so fire, Miss
that
Nikki.
was
It was
fire.
so it was
But when they
fire.
walked in together, I was going to the bathroom, but now I'm like, did he acknowledge? He stopped me, but I saw Rita. So what did I do? I beeline to her and introduce myself to her and show her due respect. Then I went to Anton and acknowledged him. You get what I'm saying? It's just a respect thing. People need to know how to move in these spaces. That's what I'm saying. People don't communicate. People got pride. People don't have respect or don't know what it is. And a lot of us, honestly, just haven't even been raised in them environments or them two. You know what I'm saying? We not been taught these things, how conflict resolution, none of this stuff. We just haven't been taught. We haven't been taught how to see in a healthy marriage move. We weren't raised like that. Most of us, not all. So I think a lot of it just come from that too. So that's why we're talking about it now, because I do think that it's not a problem, but it can be a problem if it is not handled with care.
I think I don't disagree with you, Miss Nikki. I think when it comes to these particular conversations, and I mean, and this isn't a reflection of any one person or the next. It's just what I've noticed in these conversations. When it comes to a woman and check this out. This is the analogy that I love to use, and people try to dismiss it, but it's realistic. I don't know if you've seen it, Miss Nikki, because you're on a different music level of my generation. Have you seen these Chris Brown concerts?
I seen you like the trend where they taking pictures and doing all that, paying all that money to have them hug on them and stuff.
Check this out. Women are paying roughly $1,000 to get bent over by Chris Brown, despite them being in relationships.
That's a problem.
And that's what I'm saying. It's like women don't care about the wife. They care about replacing the wife to get with the man.
That is so true, hoes.
I can definitely agree with that.
Women
women are manipulative and diabolical.
Well, first of all, a lot of women
are naive when it comes to a lot of that.
A lot of women are in survival mode, and that's all they've been taught. So you can't really fault a lot of them. Now that's what I will say. But the rest of them know exactly what they're doing, and they've been plotting and planning for God knows how long. And so, which goes back to we question the relationships that you have with said women. Sorry.
That's why I say I think these things just need to be handled with care. But I'm gonna go on to the next topic.